Hello people, thought I'd do another vlog whilst I'm just driving into town. So yeah, updates. I'm no longer working with the bowling company I was working before. I'm not going to say their name for legal reasons and all of that. But basically the story behind it is, as many of you know, I was there for nearly a year actually. I was there for about 11 months. For about 8-9 of those months, everything was absolutely fine. The managers were great, the staff was great, all the people were great. Until about November, they got a new manager in, and I got a feeling, you know, when you meet those people and you kind of get a feeling they don't like you, but they don't know you, they just don't seem to like you. That's the feeling I got as soon as I met him. He seemed like he kind of was a bit of a know-it-all, wasn't willing to sort of take anyone else's opinion on board, anything like that. So yeah, that's what I had. And basically, as many of you know, me and Jamie did a lighting installation down at the place I worked. If you do or not, that's basically what happened. We went down and installed some lights, and when we installed them, we gave the person an invoice on the desk, who was duty manager at the time, because this was between the old manager leaving and the new manager joining. So we gave him this invoice that said the lights will remain installed until DJ Dan Smith services are no longer required. That was basically it, and there was a receipt saying we installed them, we bought them, all of that. And we also had a clause on there that said we would do as the current acting manager asks us to do with the old lights, and as the old lights were all broken, she asked us to get rid of them, so we did. They're all broken, beyond repair. They were all about 10-15 years old, full of dust, burnt out. The bulbs were all gone, which the bulbs cost about 80 quid each, and the lights we installed cost me about £120 to install. And the reason I installed them was because their head office wasn't willing to do it. They're the type of office that just try and make as much money as they can. They didn't really want to invest any money into their centre, although saying that, to be fair to them, they're doing a big refurb now where they're putting trampolines and stuff in, so that's pretty cool. But at the time they didn't want to pay for me to do these lights, so I went in with Jamie, we put our own lights in, and this new manager got there. It was all fine. First thing he did that kind of got to me was remove my Wednesdays, because I was working a Wednesday and a Friday, and he said, I haven't seen the numbers improving, so I'm cutting your Wednesdays. And the reason he wasn't seeing my numbers improving was because they had already improved. They were really sort of dead numbers on a Wednesday. And I had loads of meetings with the old manager, and the old manager said, oh yeah, what you were doing on a Wednesday is great, the numbers are going up. And they were up when the new manager got there, so that's why he didn't see any improvement. And after he let me go, the numbers dropped down, but obviously he didn't want to admit that he made a mistake, so he let it go. To be fair, it had been getting quiet again on a Wednesday, so I said to him, fine, we'll cut an hour off the end, so I leave when it starts to die out. And that was working pretty okay, it was working alright, but yeah, he didn't like that, so that happened, and I hardly ever saw the guy. I mean, I tried to arrange meetings, chat to him every now and then, and it was always sort of hard to do that. And I'm not saying any names or anything here because it's not my place to, and I don't want to cause any further disputes, but I'm just telling you my side. And basically what happened is this guy said, oh yeah, what it was is they told me, oh yeah, take 5 weeks off because we're going to be doing these upgrades to the centre. And I was like, fine. Gave them their 5 weeks off, and within that 5 weeks I was a bit annoyed because they sort of told me on the day that, yeah, don't come back for 5 weeks, we're going to be doing refurbishations, you know what I mean, renovations to the venue, there we go. But I was annoyed because if they told me a week or so before, or even 2 weeks before, I could have other jobs in to cover those weeks. And we kind of had an agreement in place, but we didn't have any agreement to cover terms like that. So saying if they didn't need me, let me know a couple of weeks in advance. So I wrote up an agreement, or a revised agreement, with this clause in, and on this clause I put about we've got these lights at the centre. If I ever choose to leave the venue, these lights will be coming down, just so it was also in that agreement. This new manager saw that agreement and decided to argue that they own the lights because they were installed in their venue, and I had to prove I owned them. And I said to him, look, I've given the acting manager at the time, who was still there, this invoice. She then denied all knowledge, obviously to try to keep her job. She said, oh no, I never said they could take the old ones out, all of this, I never agreed to this, but we gave her all these documents on the day. Then they started getting all their staff to gang up against me, saying, oh no, this isn't true, blah blah blah. So I took it to the small claims court. I also took it to the top of their, because they're a chain, so I took it to the head of the company, who actually happened not to know this was going on at all. He didn't have a clue. So I told him what was going on, argued out with him a bit. He's also an idiot, let me put it that way. He accused me for sending him court documents. I was harassing him. Completely stupid. But yeah, that happened, and then it ended up they settled, because obviously it was just a lot of hassle, over 120 quid. They settled and said, yeah, take your lights, but I'm now banned from entering the centre, which I think stupid, and the grounds they banned me on is they're worried that any other equipment will go missing, which is sort of insinuating I'm a thief. I don't think that's very fair, but I've got my lights back and I can actually make more money, because to me it was more of a convenience thing rather than a financial thing. How can I explain? I wasn't making a lot, I was making pennies really, but it was more because it was just convenient. The equipment was there, it was already set up, so I could go in and make money that way. So yeah, I can make a lot more money going out and doing mobile gigs, so it was definitely more of a convenience thing than anything else. Other than that, we've now got rid of our Radius 3000s. I now have CDJs instead of Radius 3000s, so that's fun. The reason I did that is I've always kind of wanted a CDJ 400 setup. I just haven't done it, so I went out and did it. I'm celebrating my 21st birthday just over the weekend, so I'm now very old. So did that. What other updates have I got? Yeah, we got rid of the Radius. It's got CDJ 400s. Did I say 3000s? CDJ 400s. I'm looking at getting a DJ M400. I think I've found one I'm going to get tomorrow, so that's good. Oh, and also all the lighting I did remove from said bowling centre. I sold, then the money from it I put towards our uplighting, which I mentioned before. We did a lot of light bombing and stuff with it. It's battery powered because I didn't want to have the hassle of going around with cables. So I bought some ADJ Mega Go Pars, the battery things, put them on, and I actually invested the money I took from the bowling place into Somerset Lighting, Jamie Overington's company, and he installed wireless DMX modules into them and an RGB 3C, which means I can now wirelessly control them. They're brilliant, so if you guys need that type of work doing, go check them out. Other than that, I haven't got many other updates. We've been incredibly busy on the start of this year, actually. For the sort of January, February, March, even April, are usually quiet months in the year, but we've had 3 or 4 gigs in each of those months. This month I've had 3 or 4 weeks off due. My health is really bad. I've got really bad sort of acid problems going on, so I've been trying to sort that out. And I've taken a week or so for my birthday, so yeah, I'm getting there. Other than that, I don't really have any other updates. Me and Jamie did some more light bombing the other day of like Lloyds Bank, branch of H&M, a couple bits around town like a church and that, so that's cool. Go check those out. Oh, and we've got some really exciting, I've got a really exciting project coming up with online DJ, which I can't tell you a lot about now, but around the second week of June it's going to be launching, so keep your eyes peeled on that. It should be great. And oh yeah, Elliot, the guy I'm training, is also doing great. So hopefully I'll get him in some videos and stuff at some point. But yeah, we're all good. I'm loving the updates, and yeah, see you all guys soon. See you all guys soon. See you guys all soon. See you soon. See you later. Bye.